we're going to discuss about the factors affecting skin permeation. What are the factors which affect the skin permeation? That is anatomical site, age, barrier function, metabolism, and hydration. These are the 5 types of factors which affect the skin permeation. First one, anatomical site. In this site, which is exposure has proved to significance in the penetration of many substances, and there is not a complete pattern of regional absorption variation which accounts the all substances. Some other influencing factors are number of follicles, thickness of stratum corneum, and the sebum composition, as well as distance of capillaries to the surface of the skin. These affect the skin permeation. While according to the anatomical site, the number of follicles on our skin and thickness of the stratum corneum, these are the factors. By releasing the sebum, these are the anatomical site factor. And where it moves to the age factor, age as a factor which enhance the skin permeation. Okay. Here, the age has an influence on the skin and also penetration through the skin. The skin structure changes with the increasing age. When you are also, we all observed we are all noticed the children's like adults, children's, adults, and old peoples. They are having different types of skin. According to the age, the skin will be ruptured and damaged, and it will become a smooth while in infants the skin will become soft and smooth, while it comes to children's that will be some roughness is there, and where it comes to adulthood the skin will become shiny, and also some hair follicles will be started on the skin. And where it comes to the old people, we can observe the patches and some what you call mudtalu. Okay, so age is a major factor which influence the skin permeation. While increasing age, the skin will be damaged. Okay, the stratum corneum becomes drier as the activity of the sebaceous glands. These sebaceous glands will decrease and surface lipids will be diminished. The amount of collagen will become decreased because of the less soluble in chronologically aged skin. But in some cases while you are taking healthy food, healthy diet, maintaining health conditions and skin treatment, it will some better to control the damaged skin, and the amount of collagen will become decreased, and the solubility will becomes damaged. Intrinsic aging also slowly degrades by the elastins because of damaging of elastin fibers by increasing age, that increase the permeation of the skin. Increased synthesis of elastin occurs photoexposed areas. In general, age leads to increased folding and decreased interaction of the proteins with water. In some cases, while patients having constipation, their skin will become rough and dried. So, we need to dehydrate. We need to hydrate ourselves. So it controls the skin damaging, skin aging. Okay. In general, age leads to increased foldings also. In old peoples, we observed that skin foldings and the skin will becomes holds like what it calls, I don't know. The skin foldings and damaged skin will be observed in the old peoples. Thus, although aged skin holds an increased amount of water, the majority of the tetrahedral form tied itself and rather than being bound to the proteins. Okay, the protein intake will be decreased by the aging, so it damage the skin. Another factor is barrier function. The barrier function, which depends mainly on the integrity of stratum corneum, changing or damaging the skin structure, which increase the permeability. The permeability can affected chemically, physically and pathologically also. A number of detergents, alcohol, solvents have been shown the barrier integrity by changing properties of the barrier. Okay. For example, a alcoholic person, his face will becomes looks like a well-aged person, but he is having 30 around age. Okay, but he looks like a 60 aged person. That is a example for the barrier function. And filaggrin is key protein for the stadium corneum, which assists terminal differentiation of the epidermis and creation of the skin barrier. Different types of mutations in filaggrin gene, which leads to the damaged barrier formation, which manifest the degree of dry skin and itchy toes and dermatitis. Okay, by the decreased barrier function, which causes dermatitis also. Another main factor is metabolism. Okay, metabolism is the primary metabolic organ of the human body is liver. We already known that. The skin also maintains a certain metabolic capacity, which contains enzymes which can be very active in degradation of penetrating substances. Enzymes can catalyze both endogenous agents and exogenous agents, and some hormones, xenobiotics also. Uh, Most substances that are absorbed across the skin barrier, which have responsible lipophilicity. The role of enzymes which detoxify and increase the polarity and produce more water soluble products that are more easily eliminated from the body. We are all observed that, which is the skin will become changed by the seasons, like in winter season the skin will be dried. In summer season the skin will becomes oily. In rainy season the skin will becomes normal. This is the metabolism, which depends upon the metabolism factor also. Okay, the role of enzymes, sorry, most substances that are absorbed across the skin barrier have reasonable lipophilicity. The role of enzymes is detoxify and to increase the polarity. They produce water soluble products which are easily eliminated from the body. The activity of skin metabolism is very low while compared to the hepatic activity. Skin metabolism may, however, be important if large surface area which are exposed, like face, hands, legs. The degree of metabolism depends upon the enzymes which involved in the metabolic region. Estrase is the very active in skin. Here, the estrase is the very active in skin. White cytochrome P40 450 enzyme or not. Therefore, metabolism of chemicals which are primarily metabolized by the P450 enzyme will hardly be affected by the skin metabolism. The metabolism also a key factor which enhance the skin permeability. Okay. Last factor is hydration. To give the by consuming water, it reduces the dehydration, as well as the skin will be look good. To give the skin a good barrier function, the hydration of the skin needs to be balanced, and a certain quantity of water is needed to our body. If the hydration increases, it leads to dehydration. The permeability of the skin will becomes enhanced to many folds by the increasing skin hydration, which often seen in occlusive environments like uh, over too much cold nature's places. Okay, such as in protective gloves, working in humid environment like dishwashers, hairdressers, cleansers, etc. These occupations are associated with a high prevalence of contact dermatitis, which has been associated with the enhanced penetration of the skin irritant through the hydrated skin. So that's why they are need to be hydrated themselves to save their skin. Sin, since occlusion has proved to be single factor which increase the skin penetration, the most of the great significance is to avoid the chemicals inside a glove or equipment. For example, a person who lives in the north place like Gujarat and Ooty, like that places, the humidity will be in rapidly. Sorry, the humidity will be increased, and the environment is in minus degrees Celsius. In that conditions, that type of conditions, skin have to need hydrated, and we have to protect the skin with the gloves and the sweaters. Okay, this is about the factors which affect the skin permeation.